Yesterday, I gave you guys an update on what was happening with Enoch as the news broke. So, obviously, you guys know the situation. There was an article that was published on Times Live about Enoch Nkwe that was intending to resign. Cricket South Africa then came out with a subsequent article that admitted that Enoch wanted to resign or showed his intent to resign, and that there was discussions happening between Cricket South Africa and Enoch on the matter. But there were serious accusations made within the Times Live article, and those majority of them was about Enoch's happiness within the Proteas setup and whether he was happy or not within the Proteas setup. Whether that is true or not, we don't know. We were basically just reporting based on what was said in the media. There was a subsequent article as well on ESPN Crick Info from Fidos Munda, who spoke about the incident as well. She was just reporting on the matter too, with her source confirming that maybe Cricket South Africa are looking for a different role within the setup for Enoch. There was also an amazing video that was posted on ENCA about the whole incident and summarizing the entire incident, which we're going to play for you on the channel today. And myself and Aditya are going to react to it. So we're going to look at the whole situation and analyze everything and all the bits of information that we've seen and we've read and talk about it with you guys today so that we can get an understanding of what has taken place. So to the guys that are new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell for all future videos, click the eye on the top right-hand side of the screen so that you can become a member of our community and subscribe to our magazine. It's 100% free. All issues, all back issues, including the latest issue, straight to your inbox every single month. Let's get straight into it. So as you guys know, things have happened with Enoch over the last couple of days or however long it has been. We don't know when the resignation came in or what happened when at what stages, etc. So we just all just speculating over here of what took place. And I think obviously with everything that happened yesterday, it was quite a massive day for everybody. So I just thought myself and Aditya can react to some of the news that has been happening around the topic. And so what I thought is I'll bring you guys today a raw reaction of myself and Aditya reacting to this particular interview. Let's see what they have to say in this interview. If you guys want to go to the channel, please go ahead. Here's the channel at the bottom. You can go to ENCA, subscribe to their channel as well. Hopefully they will say the same thing for us and we can get some of their followers and subscribers onto our channel. But go ahead and watch the video there too. Let's see what they had to say on this particular episode about everything that is happening in South Africa.
Good morning. Let's take a look at some cricket news now. And the Proteas coaching setup is in the news, and it's not for their cricket. Head coach Mark Boucher issued a vague apology for his involvement in past transgressions as a player. His deputy Enoch Nkwe has also resigned. Yenses Hloni Ntinkulu has more on a dramatic day as the cricket SA transformation hearings resumed.
Appointed interim coach in 2019 following the departure of Otis Gibson, Enoch Nkwe was then made assistant coach months later as Mark Boucher was seconded to the top job.
Transformation in cricket.
Details of Boucher's allegedly improper appointment have been the subject of CSA's Social Justice and Nation Building Project hearings.
So at that meeting, Dr. Fall appointed Graham Smith, informed the meeting that he was appointing Graham Smith as the director of cricket.
Well, Graham's in it now.
Who demanded that he would only work with Mark Boucher. It was his demand as head coach. And therefore, Enoch had to be demoted to deputy.
At times,
reports
suggest Nkwe is aggrieved in a working environment where he is effectively operating as the 12th man, with his input not being valued. In a short statement, CSA have confirmed Nkwe's resignation, but say talks are ongoing to seemingly keep him in his position. News of the high-profile resignation came hours after head coach Mark Boucher's own statement on allegations made against him at the transformation hearings. The former Proteas wicketkeeper apologized for what he called real or perceived inappropriate behavior on his part. Although Boucher's statement does not detail specific situations he is apologizing for, he has spoken to the Proteas as they prepare to leave for Sri Lanka on Wednesday.
He provided clarity and context, and I think it was more about just keeping the guys
and you were here.
His confidence.
Meanwhile, the Office of the Transformation Ombudsman has given those implicated at the SJN hearings individual extensions to submit their responses to the claims against them. Shonim Timkulu, Johannesburg.
Okay, so basically that was a good summary, a really great summary of everything that transpired yesterday and what occurred yesterday. I mean, myself, I gave an update on this whole thing yesterday based on the news reports that came out, etc. So I mean, it's something that we can chat about, but I think everything that we will be saying right now is speculation, because I thought that the timing of this was quite suspicious of when this came out to the public, the way it came out, etc. I mean, if we overlook at the whole thing, if we look at the whole thing, Aditya, there could possibly, and this is all speculation right now, there could possibly be an occurrence that maybe Enoch wasn't happy for a while, but he stepped away from the team in the West Indies as well for family reasons. We saw Mandla Mashimbi come into the coaching setup as well recently. We've seen him now go back again into the coaching setup. We did an excellent interview with him recently, so go ahead and check that out. So I would actually like to talk to Enoch and get his side of the story, because we know that those quotes that were in that article weren't directly from Enoch himself. Those quotes were an unknown person gave those quotes to the journalist that he put in there. So there's a lot been happening, and I mean, just the mere fact that he resigned. Let's just talk about that he handed in his resignation letter. I'm assuming that talks are still ongoing with Cricket South Africa, because we haven't gotten a release yet, because they said that they would, after talks have been finalized, they would have a press release that would be sent out to the public so that we know what is going on. I've just checked my email now again quickly to just double check that nothing's come out now recently. I just want to talk about the disappointment of not having Enoch as an assistant, what we are losing. Let's talk about that, Aditya. We've heard the reports and what the news is saying, but I more want to talk about what we are losing when it comes to Enoch as a coach, as an assistant coach.
Yeah, Enoch is a giant figure in the coaching structure of South Africa, and his presence is instrumental to South Africa's success in the long term, because we know that Enoch was interim coach on that tour to India, where South Africa didn't do particularly well. But we must remember that he took responsibility for the team when, along with Faf du Plessis, when there was a lot of off-field stress, with Cricket South Africa, and obviously that had bearing on the performance of the team. So I think Cricket South Africa owes Enoch a debt of gratitude, and from what we're reading, it appears as if Enoch, first off, he hasn't resigned. He has signaled an intention to resign.
Yeah, an intention to resign, yes.
There's a difference there, and it appears as if he wants to have more of a say in strategy, the long-term strategy of the national team. So maybe that's not happening at the moment. So yeah, hopefully that will change.
So there's two contradicting reports over here. One from Times Live and one from Swidos, ESPN Cricket Info, which are two very credible sources in the news industry in South Africa. So when you look at the two, the one is saying that no, Enoch's unhappy with the system and the way that he's not, his opinion is not being taken seriously. All of those type of things, cone boys were used, all of those type of stuff, which is all quotes that weren't confirmed of who it was that said it. So it could be anybody ultimately. And then you have, on the other hand, you've got Fidosa's quotes, which is talking about Cricket South Africa don't want to lose Enoch, and they're looking for a different position for him, maybe as a technical director, or maybe somewhere else within the organization, to keep hold on to Enoch. Because if a lot of you guys don't know much about Enoch's first season in domestic cricket was exceptional. He won the 4-day series. He won the 1-day cup with the Lions, as well as winning the title with the Josie Stars. So he really was excellent in that period. And he's obviously been overseas as well, and he's coached there too. It was unfortunate because someone brought it up. One of my close friends brought it up to me and said, Enoch as a player as well, on his road to becoming an international player, we would say, or first class regular, he scored 100 on his debut and took a fifer, and then he got injured. So the injury actually stopped what could have happened. I mean, we could say like he could have been the next Ben Stokes, maybe. You don't know. I mean, that was a possibility. I mean, Enoch as a player, there's a lot of talk. If you talk about anybody that played with Enoch, they would say how talented he was as a player as well. So what do you think about Enoch from a credential perspective? I mean, he was one of the guys that put his name in the hat as the international coach, or he's one of the guys that people said maybe should get the international job before Mark Boucher. What do you think about his credentials as a coach?
He has to be there in the coaching structure, and we know that Enoch, along with Jeffrey Toyana, were two of the most sort of high-profile coaches in South Africa, and it looked like he was slated to become the head coach after he was interim coach, and I think it's something that all of us were expecting. So yeah, it is unfortunate that Cricket South Africa is in the position that it is in right now, because I'm sure they don't want to lose such an influential figure, and you're right. As a playing career, he could have been a major figure as a player for South Africa too. But I think generally at the moment the focus has to be on ensuring that they can retain Enoch and give him a position where they plan for the long-term future of the team, because as we know, there is that has been the sort of drawback of South African cricket over a period of time, because at the end of the golden era of South African cricket, when so many world-class figures retired, it was quite apparent that South African cricket had sort of suffered, and it was partly because there was no one to really oversee the long-term strategy of the team. So if Enoch wants that position, they should find a way to give it to him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think losing Enoch will be a massive loss for South African cricket if we lose him. I think that his relationships as well with that core group of players that were part of his championship side at the Josie Stars, as well as at the Lions as well. I think it's a massive loss because he gets it, man. He gets white ball cricket specifically as well. He understands it. He knows how to play a certain brand that will of cricket that will entertain fans. So this is just our take on the news, guys. It's a day after the news, obviously, that all the hype. We just wanted to come and just settle down and just sift through it and what has happened, and give you guys a short update on Enoch and how we feel about Enoch if we do lose him as an assistant coach to South Africa. Thanks a lot for tuning in, guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to go and download the latest issue of the magazine. Link is in the eye over here at the top of the screen. You can't see my hand, but yes, it's on the top of the screen. You can download it. It's 100% free. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel as well and click the notification bell for all future updates. Thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you guys again very, very soon. Take care, everybody.